It is July 11th, 2025 on a Friday, 8 a.m. in the morning, 65 degrees Fahrenheit. It's gonna be hot. It's been in the 90s for the past few days, and I think it's gonna continue to be that way. I am starting off my morning with my vanilla sweet cream. Of course, you know, if it's one or the other, Corner Bakery. I did get a DC chicken, which I'm gonna eat not now, but for lunch. I love DC chicken. I think that's Corner Bakery's best sandwich so far. And I also got their grilled cheese toast, as you can see. Let's see what it tastes like. Now, could I compare this to the whole toast of the other competitor, which I like also? Look at all the cheese. It has a different taste. Of course, their grilled cheese is $9.89. But man, the cheese, it's a lot. And the butter, usually you use one cheese if you make something like this at home. And I haven't made a grilled cheese at home in quite a long while. Probably a couple of years, believe it or not. However, there are more pressing issues. Sometimes I talk about things that I didn't think I would talk about. But one thing we do have in common is jobs. And Tyson Foods, probably talked about them a little bit before, but right now it come to fruition. Of course, they filed bankruptcy some time ago. They've been shutting down plants since 2023. And from that time on, they've been let go employees. What's that, 7,700 employees since 2023. Tyson Foods, the place, or what would you call that? I forget what you call it. What, a plant which processes all types of meats, chicken, pork, beef, you name it. And they're losing jobs, believe it or not, because of robots. Automated robots are doing some of the cutting of the meats, of the chickens, the beef, and the pork, and all that. And of course, people not buying as much food. That's what they say. It's not buying as much food as they used to. Even though they're not the only one around, they are one of the biggest plants around. And my only concern is they have a lot of employees that they have to let go, and they're still going to let go of some more employees. So that's always my concern. So Tyson Food, we're going to see what's going to happen, since they won't have that many plants to process the cutting of meats and whatever else they do with those meats. Tyson Food. And I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk about Joann just for a second. Joann, I think I talked about them a little bit way back when, maybe a year ago, or just a blurb here and there. They ain't letting go 1,400. They filed bankruptcy finally. So I thought they had filed bankruptcy, but it looked like they have filed bankruptcy and they're letting go 1,400 employees. People are not buying yarn the way they used to. People are not buying those type of products, home products, threads, yarn, whatever else that they do that Joann sells. I think I've only been in there maybe a couple of times. But those type of things that Joann sells, I guess they're not having enough foot traffic there either. Or is people buying enough threads for their hobbies and everything else that they make in a home good kind of way? Not necessarily big time, but I know that they have a lot of sewing stuff in there, and I guess people are not really buying it like they used to. Of course, I know myself, I hardly ever sew anything, but I do have threads and needles, and if I need to sew a button on, I can. But if you're into knitting or embroidery or things like that, and they go out of business, I guess there will be a problem. But then again, how many people are knitting and embroidering still, and how many people are still buying those things? So it's very sad in a way, but I'm sure some more places are starting to form, or they just have less of them. So my major concern is how many people let go, how many jobs are out there, people who know how to do one thing, are they good at something else? I don't know. I guess this is one of these days where, regardless of what it is that you read, sometimes you got to do just a little bit more of what you're asking for. And I'm going to finish my breakfast, my grilled cheese toast, and my vanilla sweet cream. All these bankruptcies and all these closures, there is something I really want to talk about, but I really can't do it. But it has something to do with Medicare, what the system is doing, or should I say the government is doing, rounding up people, and think that's going to help with the Medicare system by putting who they think is eligible to do the same type of work out in the fields of California and around the United States. Who in the world's going to go out there and pick all the plants, asparagus, cherries, strawberries? You're going to have to pay them at least $20-something, because I don't know how much they really get paid when they get here and they're hired by farmers to do the work that other people would definitely not do. So you can take someone off of Medicare that you think is able to do the work, gonna go out there and work in 100-some degree weather. Everything is gonna go up in price because of that. What craziness is this world coming to? I'll see you in my next video.